Thank you very much, and good morning. Today, I would like to present a brief overview of two of the projects under the CEC's Cooperative Work Program that address the question that was posed for this workshop. You know, how do we build more resilient communities? And I think the answer to that, you heard it yesterday here during the workshop, which was basically the answer is access to information and community participation. And those are the pillars, you can say, of these two projects. The first one I would like to present is the, how do I, come on. Oh, right. The North American PRTR project, or the North American Pollutant Releases and Transfer Register project. And just very quickly, a Pollutant Releases and Transfer Register project is basically a database or inventory of the sources of amounts of pollutants that are released into the environment and the way they are managed. And in this project, we are improving the access and understanding of information on environmental pollution at all levels of society, industry, community, government, with the goal of reducing pollution. At the North American level, this effort also requires that the information be comparable. So if we're dealing with regional environmental issues, we want to make sure that the information can be compatible and comparable amongst the countries. And how do we do that? We actually bring together the information collected already by the three PRTR systems in North America. In the US, you have the TRI program, the Toxics Release Inventory. In Canada, you have the National Pollutant Releases Inventory. And in Mexico, you have the Registro de Emisiones y Transferencia de Contaminantes, RETSE, which is PRTR. And we bring together the information. One has to take into account that each of those programs have different reporting requirements and different coverages. So we bring this information together, and what do you get? Basically, this is about 35,000 facilities that report to the PRTR programs in North America. So we are not alone, as you can see. And in order to deal with environmental issues posed by this great coverage of industrial sources, we need to know about them, how pollution is managed, how pollution is released, and whether or not those pollutants are affecting your health. We have also a very important public component of this project, which is our public meeting of the PRTR project, which brings together stakeholders interested in this topic, industry, civil society, government. Our next public meeting is going to be in November in Toronto, and we will inform you about the dates, and we hope to see you over there. So we bring together this information, add value to it, and make it available through our Taking Stock report, which actually you can get a copy at the table next to the registration table. Last year's report focused on pollutant releases to water. And yesterday you heard the issue of water as one of the topics of interest to the participants of this workshop. So I encourage you to pick up a copy and read it. You can also download the report online. Also, we bring the information together through our Taking Stock online. So we present the integrated database of the pollutant releases and transfer registers. We provide information on the different pollutants, their toxicity, whether they are released to the environment, whether they are recycled, the different management waste of pollution. And you can use this information to assess your own vulnerability or know whether you're exposed to these chemicals, what's the impact of those substances or those releases in your community, and also you can use this to as a basis for sustainability projects at the industry level and also at the community level. And just a brief example of how you can use Taking Stock Online. This is a query I did last night on the Louisiana petroleum refineries and terminals for the year 2009. When you do the query, you can display the information on in tabular form, but also you can export the information for further analysis. One of the export formats is Google Earth, so you can zoom into a facility and look at the environmental performance of that facility in the context of its surroundings, whether it's a watershed or a population center. In this case, this is an example of the is it Chalet refinery, and this is here in Louisiana. And as you can see, the refinery is located next to a residential area. And actually, that's not the only refinery in that area. There's one further south. So with this information, you can make decisions about, so resilience is empowerment, you can say, and you can make decisions about the sources that affect you and work proactively with industry and your community and government to solve pollution problems that may be affecting your community. The next project that we'd like to mention is the capacity building to improve the environmental health of vulnerable communities in North America. The objective of this project is to provide tools that the community can use to assess their vulnerability to environmental contamination. And this project involves two components. One is the development of a framework document to assist communities in assessing their vulnerability, and also the implementation of AirNow International in Mexico. AirNow International is air quality monitoring data and information management system that facilitates the handling of the air quality data and the development of what is called the air quality index that can be disseminated to the public with information about air quality conditions in their communities. Actually, we are starting a pilot project in Monterrey for AirNow next week, starting next week. On the capacity building project, on the framework document, we also have a steering committee comprised of government representatives from each of the countries, and also an advisory group that includes representatives from academia, environmental organizations, health organizations, and indigenous communities as well. And in the process of building this framework document, we'll be conducting a few workshops to get input on the document and on the outline of the document. In doing research for this project, we assembled this table of annual environmental burden of disease. These are examples of common health afflictions in North America that are related to environmental contamination. And as you can see in the case of the US, 12 million cases of asthma, no, 26 million cases of asthma a year. That means 1 in 12 people suffer from asthma. And depending on the study, we have the environmental factor associated with that asthma case. Depending on the study, you can see that it ranges between 10 and 35%. So basically, we know that some of those cases of asthma are linked to environmental contamination, and we're talking about non-biologic sources of air pollution, automobiles, industrial sources, not indoor air quality. And some of these afflictions are actually exacerbated by changes in temperature and climate change. So one needs to take this into account. And just very briefly, in setting up the framework document, we're going to be looking also at the different elements that govern or affect vulnerability. Cultural elements, societal elements, environmental elements, including climate change. And just very briefly, I don't expect you to read this, but this is the draft outline document, or the draft outline of the framework document, which we are to finish in this month and send it out for public comment and set up a workshop probably in November of this year. And I would like to thank Dr. Mario Rivero, who's here today, who is the technical consultant for this project. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Thanks.